in contention for the Golden Boot, having scored in 6 of the 8 starts for Argentina, 4 goals in 4 starts for Qatar. The Polish referee Simon Marciniak will be in charge of the game today. He's got his Polish counterpart for the assistance as well. You remember him from the match that he refed France versus Denmark and also Argentina versus Australia. So he's in his 3rd game in Qatar. And obviously the VAR has come into very sharp focus into the World Cup, where some of the decisions that have been redone and re-awarded coming from that side. Now Hugo Lloris will be in goal for the French side and is now the 4th player in history to captain a side in consecutive World Cups. There was Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and of course Dunga and Maradona, and he's the 4th one now. And if he wins it, of course, he'll be probably one to win it as a captain as well. Well, there was earlier on a little bit of a worry in the French Cup when some of the players didn't make it to training from Friday and yesterday because of what they called a bag, but the coach quickly dismissed that as probably just the air conditioning with the heat in Qatar and all players resorting to using the air conditioning. That could have changed a bit. A record 26th FIFA World Cup appearance for the great Lionel Messi at 35 years of age. Has scored 5 goals so far and assisted 3 times. And Lionel Messi, like I told you before, could just have the record, if he scores, of the only player in history to score a goal in every round of the World Cup tournaments, at the group stage, at the round of 16, at the quarterfinals, at the semis and the finals. The only medal that is eluding him and which he now requires and around which the entire team has been molded for him is the World Cup medal. And this is probably his last chance to get it. So we get into the game now. There's great hope and great expectations from both sides. The French side aiming to become the first country since Brazil in 1962 to win back-to-back World Cups. The only people standing in their way, of course, is Brazil. I'm Bernardo Tieno. I'm in the company of Jacob Bullet, former coach of Harambee Stars of Kenya. To take you through the 90 minutes, a lot has been said off the field, a lot of expectations, a lot of emotions as well. Ultimately, there's a lot of statistics that you have to contend with out there, but it all boils down to the 90 minutes of the game when the whistle blows. And we are 37 seconds into the game. Jacob, what's your expectation of this one?
Well, a very tough final, I'll tell you, because when you look at the records to this final, both teams, France is leading by 13 goals, Argentina scored 12, both has conceded 5 times, and both teams have their top scorer, Messi with 5, Mbappe with 5 goals also, and also followed closely by 2 of their strikers. Alvarez has 4 goals, and also when you look at Giroud, also has made 4 goals. So it's a very tight contest between the 2 sides.
But a lot is at stake as well at the individual level, judging by that talk. Messi could also become the oldest captain to win a World Cup behind Lixdof of Italy, and in 1982 Lixdof was 40 years and 133 days old. Now for Lionel Messi he's only 35, and I say only in a modest way if you compare it to 40. But that is part of the statistics that will be going into this game. Adrian Rabiot coming down, and Frey would like to penalize Rodrigo de Paul for that. The Atletico Madrid midfielder coming in a little bit hard and unnecessarily on that tackle. But again, this is one game that can very easily turn into a physical tackle. And we very well know that the Argentine side can play physical if they want to, can play technical, and can play tactical. But that's just as much as the French side can as well. And that's why this contest is going to be a very closely contested final. It couldn't have been between 2 other sides. Lovely ball down on the left side. Look, Rodrigo de Paul lifts it up. And if it wasn't for the foot of the long boot of Ricardo,
I think
that was offside.
Offside, the flag was up.
Well, you can never quite just chance on that. And Upamecano did well to put his boot there. Jonas Scaloni, 44 years manager in his first coaching stint as Argentine manager, but had many caps, 7 caps as a player. And today had the choice of Marcus Acuna and Gonzalo, who had been suspended in the last game. And so he had a little bit of more of a choice today, up against a very experienced coach in Didier Deschamps, 54 years old, has won the World Cup as a player, as a coach, and now is trying to win it in 2 consecutive World Cups. He already has made the record for guiding the Le Bleu to 2 consecutive World Cup finals. This is going to be a foul by Upamecano on the great Lionel Messi. He was captain in one of the longest serving coaches now in football. He was captain of Le Bleu. And has won 14 out of 18 World Cup matches so far, with the 2nd most in history. So there's a lot of historical statistics that have to be fulfilled today that will change today as well. Again, the statistics for a country, the most World Cup, will change. Depending on who wins here, the 2 teams already have 2 World Cup titles, with Brazil having the most. Kunde stops that one from getting any farther. Most recently, we've seen Lionel Messi coming back into the midfield to find the ball, playing very deep this time round. Oh, here he is again. We can have an easy one to Rodrigo de Paul, rather. They would like to use the flanks, especially on the left side of attack. Jules Koundé is one on that side, and this could be costly. Long, nice, weighty shot coming from a distance. Not to make a mistake like that for the blue side. Griezmann himself has created 21 shot record
in the midfield, and that is where, and he's a very important player in that. But when you look at Argentina, they decided to just have the same players. De Paul is there, and then Di Maria already in this first few minutes. You can see Argentina is trying to push from the left side of attack.
Well then, it's just whoever masters how to go through the midfield. That could just be the better person here. This is an easy take, you could say, and Lionel Messi is right to actually find out why he should not be getting that, because Hernandez threw himself onto the ground and shielded the ball away from Lionel Messi, who believes that he took a 50-50 ball there.
He tried from distance, but he directly to the goalkeeper.
A long stint in trying to look for the avenues to use for both sides, and control of the midfield will be crucial. Varane, and then Upamecano decides then to release it further up front. They were dilly-dallying a bit in the midfield. This is Griezmann, and that already scored 1 goal for the side. He was moving on with it before there was an infringement that gives the ball back to the French side. And in as much as the Argentine side has had some very passionate supporting for them, we've seen in other matches where there was booing on the French side, or a pride that was not favored by the fans, that are a little bit destructive today. They certainly are cheering for good football. Angel Di Maria brings it back to the center. An easy take by Griezmann, and then he loses it just as easily as Argentina now try to march into the center. They're cutting it back on a 45 for Rodrigo de Paul. Goes for a shot, takes a deflection. This goes off the field of play. And it's going to go out for a corner off the foot, Rafael Varane. A little bit of 10 moments with that shot coming off Rodrigo de Paul, Jacob.
Yeah, it's very clear, and you can see Di Maria is the main man that Argentina has decided to utilize in the first few minutes. He's a fresh player, just like Rabiot on the French side. So both would be able maybe to decide where this game goes.
Lionel Messi will take corner. If you remember that Argentina had 83 attempts at goal and 67 of them were in the penalty area, you know they're how dangerous they can be when they get the ball there. It's Messi. Oh, Griezmann stops it. And another lift into the box It's just too many heads going for it. Hugo Lloris decides to stay his ground. And the referee ultimately allows a foul on the goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris.
It seemed like there was a foul even before the goalkeeper on an Argentine player.
There's a lot that happens in that box if you notice. Lionel Messi tightly marked that one. Is the one you're referring to, but I think he went down just nicely on his own. And then Giroud here, and then the goalkeeper being knocked on by Cristian Romero. So the referee must look at whether or not the advantage is going to be given to who in this instance. But for sure, Hugo Lloris is the casualty in all of it. Pushing on to the goalkeeper. It wasn't. I mean, it's deliberate. It wasn't
going for the ball
at all, and it wasn't even pushed by Dayo Upamecano. He wasn't. So it's a deliberate one from the replay. Deschamps certainly is consulting the fourth official on some of the officials on what exactly could have happened in that incident. It's usually a very tense time in a game. Hugo Lloris is back on his feet, and that will be a great relief to the coach and to the players as well. The French side had 91 attempts at goal, and 72% of those was inside the goal area, in the penalty area. And part of the success, of course, will depend on how much they do in defense and whether they can cope with the pace, the movement, and the strength of the Argentine side, as we have already seen in the last few minutes, on how they mobilize the attack in front of goal. It's a long ball by Hugo Lloris. Griezmann then heads it back to the center. It's going to be picked up by Rodrigo Paul. You've got to look at the maturity with which the attacks are being done, Jacob. Everybody knows loss of possession is not something that it's not a luxury you can afford at this time. So they are all holding on to the ball, just going round for possession until they find a good option to use.
You're very right, Bernard. Especially if you lose it in your own half, then it becomes very, very dangerous. And that is what both teams are trying to avoid.
Again, Argentina will pick it up through the ball, who brings it back to the center. Lionel Messi sends it out to the left side. Here comes a low one. They know just the value of the ball being so low, and everybody expects you to lift it on the left side. Messi doesn't get onto it. It's going to be a handball. And I can see the intensity of the attacks, Jacob.
Very true, and Argentina already impressing in this first 12 minutes of the game. They have more in terms of action in front of goal. They are coming, they are very much composed. France have not settled down in this game yet.
Julian Alvarez, the Manchester City forward, is the one who handled the ball. Talk about new revelations at the World Cup, and Alvarez will have to be one of them. 4 goals so far and 4 starts for the Argentine side in Qatar. It's a very good record. Side itself having made strides in becoming defending champions, moving into the finals. This is popping up. First time that we're seeing him on the ball. You got to be wary of his pace at any time, and that's exactly what attempts going onto the left side. I think the Argentine side must have practiced this a million times, Jacob, on just how to keep Mbappe away from the ball.
Well, they know that the French side, without Mbappe, they are not very dangerous in terms of attack, because Dembele has not really a marking of 2 against 1 on Mbappe. But the question is, can they be able to do that in 90 minutes? Because Mbappe has been marked all along in this tournament, but he finds a way of penetrating.
That was the job of Nahuel Molina on that side. Messi right on the center, and then a little chip to try and get it onto the left side, and to avoid the offside trap as well. this was offside by Angel Di Maria. He was coming from an offside position, so he wasn't going to pick that up at all. Well, I've had it say in the media circles, Jacob, that every time Lionel Messi has the ball, things get messy for the opponents.
Well, you can't be more right, Bennett, because this was a setup. And what Messi is trying to do is trying to set up a 1-2 kind of combination. And when you see Di Maria on the right side, the left side of attack, when he gets the ball, he's trying just to deceive and look for Messi.
And you'll also look at how the crosses are coming from the left side. They're low crosses, they're not high, because they know that everybody expects the cross to be lifted up on the left side, but they're bringing them low and cutting on a 45 to find Messi. And once he has it in the penalty area, he becomes the most dangerous man on the field of play. Push back to the center. They're looking at spreading it onto the right side and finding Nahuel Molina. It's going to be like that for a little while until they find an opening. Romero has left it to Otamendi. And it's come back again to Fernandes in the defense. The French side being careful not to cut their area and leave their backs there. They're also pushing with their defense, which Argentina is hoping they will do so that they can find a quick breakthrough, and most probably on the left side. This is going to go out for a throw-in. Appreciated though by Molina, who was making a roving run on that right side. Initially, it looked like Dayo Upamecano was in a little bit of a panic, judging by the way he was in a tight marking with Lionel Messi, and looked very frantic in wanting to get the ball out of his area. Now he's a little bit more settled. That's him sending it on to the left side. Oh well, Theo Hernandez lost it easily. It's come to the right, and then it's been cut back for Lionel Messi. Doesn't get to it. This is not a well-calculated shot from Angel Di Maria. But the idea is there, isn't it, Jacob?
You have to marvel at the way Argentina are attacking. They have one style of attack. In fact, moving from the left side to the right side. It's just that that final pass has not yet been completed. And Di Maria knows that he should have done better from that range.
Well, one thing that Lionel Messi knows is that he's a center of attraction, both for defense and for all the passes coming from his side. And if he just dummies one, he takes away about 3 defenders in that dummy. And the next person who's a decoy might just be able to get to the ball, and that's what he tried. The French defense now should be well aware of that. As Varane will play it out to the right side. Bella still looking for a way of permeating the left side of attack. Since Hernandez has filled in permanently for his elder brother since the injury that forced his brother off the game. Again, getting a return ball from Koundé. Keeps it in play on his left touch, and then tries to bring it across, that is deflected out. Blocked. McAllister. It's going to be a throw-in. And it's going to be for Le Bleu. Way back to Varane. And then plays it to Upamecano. Hernandez. Looking for a return ball since Mbappe has exited that left side now. It's going to be a foul, yeah. That's what they should avoid altogether. Rodrigo de Paul should make sure that they are not conceding any fouls just outside the box. But Hernandez seemed to have been in a race there and took a little bit of a knock actually coming off Christian Romero. They know the danger there.
They know, and what Mbappe is doing right now, he's not staying on the wing. Actually, he's cut inside so that to give Fernandes the opportunity to play the 1-2 and give him the space. And that is now a new tack that the French side is using. It's a free kick for Le Bleu.
Griezmann. The man to take it. It into the area. Oh, that would have been a leering header. Oh, he basically would have somersaulted over the defender, wouldn't he, Jacob?
Well, Giroud doing his thing there, but you can look at what they're trying to do. Griezmann always looking for Giroud in that box every time that the French side have a set piece, because they know what Giroud can do, and he has done. He has scored 4 goals actually in this World Cup.
Well, Olivier Giroud is already the all-time record scorer in French football, and he's seeking to obviously better that all the time. Also, plus the fact that he's one of the key men in that attack for the French side. He's going to be involved in a lot more. It's the second time in the history of the World Cup that 2 teams that have lost their opening matches or have lost a game in the tournament or in the finals. The other one was in 1978 when Argentina beat Netherlands 3-1 after both had fallen earlier in the tournament. So again, a lot of similarities and a lot of differences that is pitting these 2 sides together in the last game of the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Certainly looking at releasing that ball quickly to Enzo Fernandez. Good change onto the left side, finding all the spaces there. Left open. Good cut by Angel Di Maria. It's a penalty. And that's exactly what they've been trying to force feed at all times. Simon Marciniak, the referee, didn't have a second thought about it. And Angel Di Maria was already getting off. I might say he didn't do anything like that. But Angel Di Maria certainly knows exactly what it takes, especially when you're in the box. And a penalty has been awarded to Argentina. But Argentina has won more penalty shootouts than Messi, suddenly on his way to becoming the greatest of all. There was usually that little matter of who's the greatest between the 2, and now that has been compounded. Messi's gunning for the Ballon d'Or as well. With Hugo Lloris. And Messi beats Hugo Lloris. And Argentina take the lead. This is a roar for good football at the Lusail iconic stadium. The fans obviously would like to give Messi a good send-off, and this is just perfect to put on the cake. With the record that it comes with, he sends Hugo Lloris the wrong way. That's the on top of the game, Jacob.
Well, a well-taken penalty by Messi. He lost the first penalty against Saudi Arabia, but today he's done well. I mean, he has gotten a penalty in virtually every game that Argentina has played, and he has been very calm. Hugo Lloris, of course, knows where Messi was going to place his penalty, and Messi is very tricky. As he approaches the ball, if you're a goalkeeper, you think he's pushing it wide, and then changes just before he touches that ball.
Lionel Messi is the only player in World Cup history to score a goal in every round of the World Cup tournament. Scored in the group stage, scored in the round of 16, scored in the quarterfinals, scored in the semi-finals, and has not scored in the final. Argentina won and France 0. He's going to go out for a throw-in. Might just turn into a little bit of a physical game at the moment, because Argentina will start having the pressure of defending the 1 goal and also trying to attack for another. And Mbappe will feel the pressure of trying this goal. There's another loss of possession by the French side that the Argentines will be happy to move on with. The cutback by Emilio Martinez, a little bit too powerful. And that's what results into a throw-in. And getting so far, Jacob, when you're a coach, in the kind of history that will come for Didier Deschamps in this one. He's already won it as a coach and as a player.
It's not easy to beat it as a coach for the second time because he has a very difficult side in Argentina. But this is a game of football. Anything could happen anytime. But Argentina, so far, playing 25 minutes, have shown that they've taken control of this game.
Well, the pressure, as you might imagine, will be on France. But I can tell you that there's equally a good amount of pressure on Argentina, because they have to solidify that lead and to make sure they don't concede. Oh, that's a good turn again by the man who's making it happen for the Argentine side on the right side of attack. This is going to be a foul here. Oh, I shouldn't have complained then.
Well, this is what Argentina need to avoid, for them not to concede against France, because they are committing too many fouls in very dangerous areas, and they know that Griezmann is a very good man in taking set pieces, and Giroud can always punish you anytime.
Sen Romero is a guilty man in that. It's a very, very prime position for a free kick, although it's a little bit of a distance. Foul there, and it's going to be redone. Intimation of Martinez Fernandez could have been fouled before even the free kick was taken. There it is, coming from Giroud. Giroud pretended not to do it, but Romero pretended that there was so much of it done to him. It's lifted into the area. Stops play now, asking for the verdicts onto the field of play, but initially had allowed play to continue. I warned you about 2 minutes ago that it's about to get very physical, and Hernandez goes hard as Lionel Messi equally takes an uncontrollable fall.
I think both were going for the ball, but Hernandez big taller and just got into Messi. But Messi already is up on his feet.
That's the kind of atmosphere that you'd like to be in a game of football. The fans quite elated. They want to give him a very good send-off, and he's already given them reason to. A goal again in the finals for Lionel Messi. Oh, he has scored the opening goal in more World Cup matches than any other player in history. 5 times now in the World Cup. Now that's quite a history.
Well, that's a very big record, Bernard, and he's not stopped yet. And this game is not even over.
It's not over yet, but that history of scoring in the opening goal is already firmly with him. And also scoring in each stage of the World Cup is also with him now. And now he's gunning for the Golden Boot as well. I tell you, all those could easily just be in his closet, in his cabinet. The only one remaining is whether he will have taken the title as well. This one's cut off by Hernandez as he was making the run down on the right side.
Look at Messi, he's just looking for a corner because he knows he can't move with that very small space.
He's got 2 options. If you let him pass and you don't touch the ball, he's beaten you to it. Well, if you get out for a corner, it's still to his advantage. But he's managed to get one of the 2 advantages. It's a corner. But his favorite left foot, Messi. Very nicely weighted corner as well. Not too high, not too low, forcing everybody to run for it. Our referee, I think, says foul. It was an infringement, I'll be right. Today, a little bit of a karma by the action that is coming onto his right side of attack. And pushing it back to the centre. Dembele has not been accurate in the last few, and he has taken. He has not completed it nicely. Good ball by Noel. And then Messi himself. They were expecting him to go along this. Often that left side that is totally unmarked again. The attack comes from that left side, Jacob.
Di Maria is not happy with himself. He knows he needs a little bit the left side. And every time they get the ball, they try to get him. And that's how they got the first goal.
And I'm imagining the coach must be knowing that on the front. Why is he not doing anything about it, Jacob?
Sometimes, Bernard, you cannot do everything possible in a match because it's going on. Maybe his planning is starting for halftime.
Well, then there's some space on the left side that Di Maria is finding, and that's what he's using most of the time. It's supposed to be for Kunde to take care of. But he's been beaten 2 or 3 times on that side as Debele moves usually at the front to try and attack for it. The Albi Celeste very happy to just hold possession. Try to bring it into the midfield. Messi pushes it slightly forward. Rodrigo still manages to bring it back to Messi. That left side again is the one they're going to be using. Again, one man free on the left side for Argentina. As Messi tries to come back into the midfield, he remembers that left side and wants to use it. It's still in play by Angel Di Maria.
It's a marvel to watch Di Maria, for sure.
I tell you, with the space that he's got in front of goal, he's really utilizing it. Trying to initiate a quick attack here. Here is a shot. He is off target. He's going to go out for a throw in. It's just the ball itself moving away uncontrollably. If you don't get the very good punch shot on it, Al-Rihla will decide to have a brain on its own. It's going to be a throw-in. And Theo Hernandez will take it. Again, it's taken by Argentina. Here is Lionel Messi flashing down the left side. Matched by Upamecano, who manages to dispossess him, but they still have it within. Out on the right side to Rodrigo De Paul, decides to change the wing. Kunde. And because of the attack coming in their direction, the French do not have enough men in the midfield.
I'll tell you, Bernard, it's the ball possession by the Argentine that is killing the French people. They don't know what is happening because they have just been looking for the ball.
Up to now, it's still coming to McAllister. And it was still in the position of the French side. If it wasn't for that tackle there, it almost looked like he was away. Instance. Oh man, McCallum, Di Maria have 6 times broken the line in defense of the French side. And leaving the ball and the advantage given to Argentina. Not allowed to settle at all, Kylian Mbappe in this game. And everybody else at the front, Giroud and Griezmann, for some reason, not finding a footing with possession on the ball. Argentina is running the back of possession, Jacob.
Well, I told you, the midfield is what Argentina has been able to master in this game, and they are very economical with the ball. They're not losing the ball easily, and that is giving the French side only time to be running, look for this ball, and it's very frustrating for a team of this magnitude.
Find one player off position, Messi, and he knows when he's got a jam to use on side, and that's what he is using. Angel Di Maria brings it back to the center. Time to come out yet as Taliafico picked it up, and Debele to apply the brakes very quickly on that attempt to run up at the front. 34 minutes of play, and Argentina are in control of this one, Jacob.
They are, and only one thing that they're doing, they're not losing that ball. And when they lose it, they recover it immediately, and it's very frustrating for the French because they're just running without the ball. Look at the spaces. They're coming into the pockets and picking the balls, especially De Paul. He's controlling that midfield.
Well, like we said earlier, the key to having that possession is not losing that possession. Mbappe almost beat his marker in that instance in just one touch. Second touch let him down. Sinda brings it to Alvarez, and a long ball up on the front. Nicely tucked on the left side. Oh, what a mile in terms of build-up. And Angel Di Maria, who has been the provider, is now finishing. What a move from the midfield. Right from defense after loss of possession. Well, if I'm wrong, it could be about 7 touches, if not less than that. Well, it comes from defense, from where the ball was lost, and that's 1 touch. Here is a second, a third and a fourth by Messi, a fifth onto the other side, a 6th on left, and a 7th has Di Maria putting it in goal. Well, the Argentine side certainly has found ways of beating the defense. And this one has been done in style with the help of men and Alexis McAllister. Di Maria is on the scorcher, Jacob.
Well, they used to say football made in Brazil. I mean, today I'm seeing football made in Argentina. I mean, this is a classic goal, Bernard. I mean, what can you say? They pick the ball, they pass 1 touch, and to the final man, Di Maria, the man who has just come to this final. He being on the bench for quite some time because of the injury, but today he's there. I mean,
well, you can see the emotions written all over his face. 2-0 in the 6th minute of the game.
Well, in the world of coaching, we say now we want to see if nil. What can you do?
Well, thank you. In the world of coaches, in the world of fans, if you're a fan of Argentina, you're a very person at the moment. If you are a fan of the French side, you're looking at the comeback ability. How can they come back into this game? Could just tell you that 3 of the last 4 World Cup finals have gone to extra time, and only 2 of the 20 finals before have gone all the way to penalties. That was in 1994 and 2006. So don't have expectations at the moment. We're only playing the first half of it. I think that Alexis McAllister takes a little knock on Kunde, or the other way around. Kunde actually has a knock on McAllister that grants him a free kick. About the maturity of build-up, Jake, and the maturity of the attack as well,
and the maturity of the possession. I mean, they are very careful in terms of possession. Look at it from the back. They're not in a hurry. They know who is. First time they have lost possession right now in their own half,
and because it's worked before, they want to do it again. And they are of course being stopped. Tagliafico knew that it would just go the same way it has gone always, to try and get it to Kylian Mbappe, and they've killed that move. Like Upamecano has helped to kill the move by Messi on side. What a game so far, 38 minutes, Jacob.
Well, it's a game, it's a real World Cup final, though the defending champions, they are not able to really come into the picture in this game. I think Didier Deschamps, the coach, is waiting just for the halftime break, maybe to make some changes, because really they've been overrun by the Argentine.
Well, again, Griezmann loses possession here, and Messi has picked it up in the midfield. They're still going to use the same tact, run the ball around in defense, bring it out to the front. Romero has it, he will play just around himself until they find a pocket to use. And because they know that the French defense cannot come out of its line at that time, they will have 1 extra man all the time. It's to Upamecano. Pushes it forward. Mbappe out jumped in this one, loses possession. Molina has been very strong in stopping Kylian Mbappe from doing the runs on the left side of attack. The Atletico Madrid defender. So far done very well. That's him. Plays it to in the space on the left side to use, so Di Maria is held back. Giving the nightmares on that side, Jack, isn't he? Oh, it's Kunde who was actually getting a difficult time.
He had a very difficult time in Di Maria. The second time that is bringing him down that side.
It had to happen. It had to happen because Dembele has been overtaken by the right side. So they've brought in Kolomwani.
I think Didier Deschamps has done well because really when you look at a team that is being overrun, you need some fresh legs, people who can be able maybe to close down.
So Marcus Thuram will come in and Kolomwani will come in for Giroud and for Dembele. Substitution in the very first half. And for sure, Olivier Giroud has already done well for himself in this one, but in the game itself, he was not very sharp up at the front.
Not only Giroud, Bernard, I'll tell you, there's no French player who has stood out in this game. No way. I mean, you can see they have no solution on how to attempt the Argentina. I'm expecting Didier Deschamps either to come with another formula or even change of formation when it calls for this, because the way the Argentines are playing is very, very difficult for you to close them.
Be a foul. Well, he's just come into play a few minutes ago, Kolomwani, and he was trying to get possession here. He scored in his very first touch of the ball when he came in as a substitute in the last game. I just want to know, Jacob, he celebrated his birthday the same day I was celebrating mine.
Should have invited us for the cake.
Well, Kolomwani celebrated his birthday on the 5th of December while in Qatar. Di Maria again. And that's the area that they were trying to close down. Kunde and Kolomwani. Kolo shouldn't play around with the ball in that area. It's going to be a little bit too dangerous. The goal kick will be given to the Argentine side. But certainly that left side of attack for Argentina is what has worked for the Argentine side.
It has worked, and I don't expect maybe Di Maria to finish this game because they have put him under so much pressure. He's been away. I think they have a plan. Maybe Di Maria will play up to the maybe 60th minute or 75th minute because he's been put there purposefully and he's his job there.
Well, plus the fact that he's already scored a goal as well makes it more than just success for Di Maria. That was a little touch by the new substitute Marcus Thuram. The Borussia Mönchengladbach forward has been brought in to try and solidify things up with the boot. Well, Giroud did not say that much. And suddenly there's a little bit of possession on that left side, Jacob. He previously was not getting to Mbappe, but now it is from the French side.
Well, they are trying, but you can realize that the French side are not able to make more than 3 passes going forward. They can make the back passes, but coming in, the Argentines know very well. They are closing them down. What is called pressing and possession. Immediately they come into their half, they are putting men one against one, and it's very difficult for the French to be able to.
This is Hernandez. There is Mbappe. Foul will be given to Hernandez. He was already preparing to take the possession in that instance. The last minute of regular time in the first half. Mr. Simon Masiniak says, zip it up. Don't talk too much. It can cost you the talking too much. The Moroccan players already got in trouble for talking too much after this playoff yesterday. Suddenly trying to light up the front with the new substitutes. Chouameni. It's not as fine. It's not as refined an attack as what we've seen on the Argentine side. Well, the position here. Varane suddenly. Adrian Rabiot didn't look at where he was taking it to. Has to move forward. It's going to be 7 minutes of added time. 2 goals that we've seen so far, and one of them a masterpiece of touches from the Argentine half right into the net. 2 of those touches having come from Dionisi.
He's not happy at all.
No, but now he has been cited, and I think that's what that's the change that was made on that side. Now Jules Koundé knows that it's got to be hard on that other side, and it's being helped by Colomwani as well. So Di Maria might probably not have an easy time there. Maybe it will force Argentina to change tact after the one they were using earlier has already given them 2 goals. Rabiot comes back into the midfield. This game, Jacob. You know, whoever wins here will now start playing in the national jersey, having 3 stars. Because if you win the World Cup 3 times, then you get 3 stars on your jerseys. In trying to move in. Oh, that's a high boot for sure. Even though it doesn't have the kind of imprint, it is a high boot.
Well, a very important man in that midfield for Argentina.
Leading in terms of assists as well. In case of a tie, you know, you would have to look at how many assists he's got as well. It's going to be a free kick that will be taken by the goalkeeper. Far up, Chouameni heads it back, but only up to the midfield. Still looking for Messi, who then tries to look for a through ball here, dangerously putting it through and forcing a bit more clearance on Varane. Out for a throw-in that is going to be for Argentinian side. This is Varane again, Mbappe, but then that little dummy leaves him with no choice but to try and get to the ball himself.
Well, there's little Mbappe can do today, because when he has the ball already, Argentina makes sure that they have 2 players just behind him, so he's not able to get that free space that he's used to in other games.
The first time winning that ball in the midfield as well, the French side winning that possession through Colomwani. To Hamekano and then to Thuram. Marcus is looking to go on the same line on the left side and gets a free kick off attack by now Molina. Probably that's best for the Argentina side with just 2.5 minutes in the added time remaining. Varane. It's picked up by Hernandez. Griezmann tries to get onto it and sends the ball off the field of play for a throw-in. It's going to be for Argentina. What's going on in the mind of Didier Deschamps?
Well, he's thinking about who else to get out of this game, because look at the midfield. They're overwhelmed. He has already made 2 changes, but still Argentina, he is having more of the possession, and he must be thinking about maybe trying to see if he can reject the midfield.
That would probably best be done at halftime, because we're just about 1.5 minutes into before the halftime. It's a throw-in for Argentina. 2 goals so far by Argentina in the first half of the game, but guess what? One of them by Lionel Messi. And if you saw that goal, then you watch one of the most historic goals you'll ever see in a century in the World Cup. Not just for the way it has been scored, but the significance of it all and the person who has scored it himself. A quick throw in again. Just like you can say that you watched Pelé play, you could be in the generation of those who could say, I also watched Lionel Messi play. Cavani. With a fall right in the middle as the game gets a little bit physical. I tell you, players are very good actors as well, because you will notice that as soon as he realized that he was going to be yellow carded, Enzo Fernandez is touched from behind and he implies he has been hurt in it. But I'll tell you what happens. It's that his own player touches him behind.
You say players are best actors.
Yeah, but just because he wants to intimate that something else happened to him, then he goes down. Well, when the dates were being called, he suddenly has gotten well and he believes that he should be yellow carded. He's wondering why.
Oh, it is a shame.
No, he doesn't think that he'll be yellow carded. This is going to be a free kick for front side sent in. Griezmann, it's a lovely ball right down to the left side. Varane doesn't get to it. And probably that's the best way to bring them. Usually, everybody hangs down on it. There was no touch on it. It goes off the field of play. And with that, we'll be going into the end of the first half. A time to restructure, regroup, re-strategize, and come back into the second half and see and give the world another good half at the Qatar World Cup final. It's Argentina 2 and France 0 at halftime.
And Lionel Messi at the moment, after 45 minutes, scoring the first goal for Argentina. This is the grand finale of the 22nd edition of the FIFA World Cup, coming to you live from the Lusail Stadium in Qatar. And it's Argentina who lead by 2 goals. Now, Di Maria scoring the second goal, the build-up, absolutely lovely, so delightful. And John, let me come to you. 2 goals now, and the first penalty, the referee from Poland, Szczerman Machiniak, didn't hesitate at all. I know a lot of people would express concern about that.
I think he was right at the... Yeah, he was right at the corner where the incident happened. So he wasn't far from, contacting the VAR. So he was spot on. The decision that was made was fantastic. And you know the Argentines, when you are playing them first 20 to 25 minutes, they would like to score a goal for them to settle. So I'm not surprised that the first half they are leading 2-0.
But Michael, the build-up was fluid. What do you make of the substitutions that and the manager has made? Because we've seen Randall Colomboani and Marcus Thuram being introduced, and Giroud and Dembele have been substituted.
I can only say that the manager panicked, because the last thing he was expecting, I think, it was for Argentina to go 2-0 up. He wasn't expecting that. And tactically, I think Argentina in the first half so far have outplayed France. And Dembele made that mistake, a rather naive error, tripping Di Maria up and giving the penalty away. So, and Giroud, was struggling. So
we're doing the next 45 minutes, Argentina lead by 2 goals to 0.
Well, just getting ready for the second half of the final of the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Come back and plow them back into their favor. On the side, the pressure for the Argentine side is just whether or not they can build up on the lead that they already have with 2 goals in the first half, and whether they can have the character to keep their defensive formation as well and take it all together in seeking a 3rd title. The Albi Celeste last in 1986, and they've got a chance to do it this time round again, having registered 3 clean sheets compared to France's 1 coming to the final. The Argentine side has certainly been seen as one of the most mature sides coming into the finals in the way that they were plowing their way back into contention. And for Lionel Messi, in as much as it could be the last dance, it certainly is probably the best dance that he has had so far. So having gone into the break, of course, there will be regrouping, re-strategizing. And the defenses will come into very sharp focus in this second half as well. Well, earlier on at the start, you remember, I did mention that the success of this game, especially for the French, will depend on how the defense can be able to cope with the pace, the movement, the strength and the height of Argentina. And I could have also added the character in front of goal of the Argentinians. No. To see then whether or not there will be a little bit of a comeback ability on the big question of defending champion, who would only the first country since Brazil challenged by 2 goals. So what have they brought back into the game? Well, again, this one almost going through. The defenders watching, and worryingly so, as it was being pursued by McAllister and one other. That's a dangerous way to be able to work it out. Jacob, they say the first few minutes are also, and the last few minutes are those times when players kind of, lose concentration very easily.
Well, you're right, Bernard, and I think from the few minutes that we've just played, even less than 2 minutes, you can see that there's a kind of an element of frustration on the French side. They're not able really to show you that they have that comeback ability. But wait and see. I saw the first few minutes they went on high pressing, and they cannot sit back and absorb pressure right now. They have to come out of the cocoon, try at least get a goal to come.
Yeah, in case of a loss of possession, with Kunde almost occasioning that. And Chouameni then just rectifying that mistake. That's Chouameni. Got to give it to the French as well, having had to build up without some of their biggest talisman in midfield, and some of whom are on the side stands in today's game. But still, this is the final. What you brought, what got you to the final, is what you've got to use now in the final game. Long ball down on the left side. Try to get Colomwani. The goalkeeper, Lautaro Martinez, will have it. Martinez, a very crucial save from Australia's Garang Kwol, if you remember, which made a difference in the penalty shootout versus Netherlands as well. If you were to advise the teams at halftime, Jacob, what would you have told the French side and what would you have told the Argentine side?
Well, it's clear for the French side, they need to come out of their cocoon and try to pressurize to get at least a goal to come back into the game. And Argentina, I would just say, you sit back, they have to come because they cannot lay in for a loss in this game. And anyway,
Push. This is a fair challenge, says the referee, as Kunde gets it off the midfield. Again, Griezmann was just running over it, didn't pick it up. Here is Messi with a good one down to Maria on the left side. The volley is well taken, but very easily taken as well by the goalkeeper, coming off the foot of Rodrigo de Paul. Again, a good build-up down from the left side. That is Mbappe. Might just have decided to take things in his own hands, similarly to what Lionel Messi did for Argentina. The interception then will send the ball back to the goalkeeper, Martinez. It's a very, very long ball intended for up at the front for Argentina. Not convincing in getting the ball out of that area. But the cross coming in and the volley, it seemed to be the same way the Argentinian side has been building and noticing all the open spaces on the far flank, Jacob, and using them.
yeah, they are using the blind side every time that they make an attack because they know the French will press ball side, and that has succeeded at least once. Twice now they are getting a shot at goal with less than 5 minutes in the second half of the game.
To Martinez. Taliafico into the midfield. Thuram has brought in a little bit of energy on the French side. Here is Mbappe. See what decision will be made on that. I think he's got to go out for a corner. The Argentine side wasn't quite ready to give it away for a corner. They did think that it should have been a goal kick. A little raw on the other side of the stadium, where the supporters of Le Bleu are camping. Griezmann brings it. It's a long one, picked up easily by Martinez. He wants to start a quick build-up, but he's very careful not to have them lose possession and then be caught back on a counter-attack. Gets it to Messi now. Pinpoint cross up at the front. Good tag off by Hernandez, but he's let it roll off the field of play for a throw-in.
Good piece of defending by Hernandez.
But I don't know why Argentina would have wanted to believe that it should have been a a free kick. Noel Molina will take it. Played it out to Rodrigo de Paul. And this goes up the field of play, I think, taking an interception for a corner. Oh, you almost don't feel like there was a break in between the two halves, Jacob.
Well, this is a cup final, right? It's a real cup final. I mean, it's very exciting football that we are watching today here.
A lot of expectation as the corner will be coming in. Left foot in swinger, it will be then. Tight marking. This one directly towards goal, headed out by Griezmann. Get one in here as well, Jacob.
Well, that's the Argentine way of playing their corners. They don't have top players, so they try to play it on the near post. And the French know that, so they have placed a lot of men in that area.
If you're talking about football being business, then this is the real business end of things then. Quick clearance, sends the ball up at the front. It's going to be picked up by Nicolas Otamendi. And you're looking at the prize money, and if you were wondering whether there's prize money in the World Cup, of course there is. The goalkeeper comes all the way from his line. As much as this is a final, it could also just be about what the teams earn as well, because the winner earns $42 million. And the runner-up has $30 million. Now that's $12 million less, so you can imagine. You're fighting for that as well. The good thing about the World Cup is that every team that made it to the World Cup does get something. With fourth place at 25 million, third place at 27 million. And then those in the quarterfinals earning 17 million each. This is a foul.
That's a yellow card on Rabiot.
Yeah. It's hard, doesn't it?
There's a bit of frustration.
Adrian Rabiot in the 54th minute of the game. Yellow carded for that tackle. He didn't go for the ball at all. Simply went to the feet of Rodrigo de Paul.
Martinez and that Argentine goal.
Well, I was telling you that the teams that reached the quarterfinals each got 17 million shillings, and those that were in the round of 16 earned 13 million shillings. But if you went out in that stage, there was only 9 million US dollars for you.
Only told me. 9 million is a lot of money.
Oh, but it wasn't 9 million and 10,000 US dollars. It was 9 million only. Yeah, you've got to put the word only at the end of a sentence like that to qualify the fact that there was no more dollar after the million. It's hard-earned money as well. But it's also for the biggest showpiece in the world in terms of sport. The final of which is the Lusail iconic stadium. And it's between France and Argentina. Yeah, time to sing and dance, especially if your team is ahead by 2 goals. Argentina is probably one of the happiest places to be at the moment, and Buenos Aires is probably already lit up by now. This is going to be a foul in the middle of the field as it gets more physical. Taliafico suddenly just staying in the way of Colomwani. Just in case you're interested in statistics as well and some information, I needed to let you know that Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe both play for Paris Saint-Germain, and which is owned by a Qatar sports investment company. Kolomwani trying to get his way into the box. He's denied. And a throw given to the blue with Kunde to take it. Kolomwani is suddenly trying to exert his physique in that right side to be able to get away through. Varane not very sure of his footing. Sends it all the way back to Hugo Lloris. And the build-up will start again on the left side. Hernandez has played it to Mbappe, who's lost it. Advantage play, and then loss of advantage, then ball's given back for a free kick. Mbappe knows that he's a guilty man in this.
Not even in any space today to make his usual runs, and I think he's a little bit frustrated. You can see that it's just
It's
obvious hit.
It's obviously out of frustration that he goes onto the feet of Rodrigo Di Paul. Not anything else. It seems to accept the fact that he did that. And a free kick to Argentina. Long ball down on the left side. A shot again. Hugo Lloris just manages to put out his hand and blocks that one. Quite unexpected. Varane just being left there staring at it, and then it was going towards the right post, Jacob.
A good play here by Alvarez. He has scored 4 goals so far. It's just 2 short of Messi's, but you can see the man who did the donkey work there. Di Maria again is in the thick of things.
Might have been up as well for offside, and Nicolas Otamendi was just probably drawing attention to the fact that it was already offside. Yes, it was. It's going to be a free kick to the Argentinian side. Still firmly in control in as much as they're not so much on the ball at the moment. They are still in control of this game, Jacob.
Well, they are, but they need to be a bit more careful, because when you look at the French side, it's still trying to come into that goal area for the Argentine, and they're looking for set pieces, which they have managed to get at least 2. And if Argentina is not careful, that might cost them.
Oh, no foul given here as Angel Di Maria picks up the loose ball, goes down on the left side. He's trying to go past Kunde. He's very careful at the moment, doesn't want to have any touch that might lead him to a penalty. This is an easy one from the right side. All in all, Messi was just trying to lift it up above the defenders and above the goalkeeper as well. He didn't put so much, energy on the ball and knew exactly what he was to do. But then it's just off target.
Yeah, he does very well. I think there was a touch from Robert. But look at Di Maria. He does the donkey work again for Messi, and he knows exactly where to get him. So, the very, very good combination between the 2 players.
Well, the last touch was with Lionel Messi. As the French side now has got trying to go for it. Varane as well. Throwing to be taken by Nahuel Molina. Lionel Messi doing very well. That he's been very tightly marked there. Didn't make a move for that one.
Is limping, and I don't think he's going to finish this game for sure. If that fall is anything to go by.
He's looking a little bit comfortable. Running the offing here. Griezmann sends it onto the left side to Mbappe. First time again that we've seen Mbappe in here. An easy cut off by Christian Romero.
Fernandes on that side of the left side of attack.
pretty expected. By McAllister, and then setting up at the front. A good cutback here. Referees, the French side trying to look for their own ways to get up at the front. And Makachura doesn't go too far as Griezmann tries to help him. Is clipped by Nicolas Tagliafico. This is that move again that came in on the left side. And the cutback, just a little shoulder touch. It is allowed as you approach the ball. Griezmann gets to Mbappe now. Tries to sneak it through for Griezmann. But in the maze of feet there, Chouameni will have it back. Long ball to Koundé. It's already off the field of play. That's going to be a goal kick. By the time Koundé was pulling it back, it was already rolling off the field of play. Here is that little touch again there. And
Body check.
the body check there. But he pushed his way as the ball. And well, body check is allowed as well. That's a substitution, Jacob.
Yeah, Delia has done his part. He was sent there for a purpose. He's completed his purpose. Now Acuna, who has also not been in the previous games, he had been on suspension. He's coming back, and I think it's going to be another thorn in the flesh for the French side.
Oh, Marcus Acuna plays for Sevilla. He's one of the two men that the coach Lionel Scaloni was missing. The other one is Gonzalo Monte, who had been suspended. So Acuna now will have to do duty for the side that is leading by 2-0. I'm playing the 65th minute now. Messi plays it all the way center. That's the reason why they needed him badly. The team as well suddenly brings a little bit of an oomph to the front. He's a little bit frustrated at the moment, and he did think that there should have been a handball there, but there are various things that I've looked at in a situation that might be called a handball is whether the hand is in a natural position, whether there's an intention to handle the ball as well. Like he was trying to turn at that moment. Difficult game, Jacob.
Well, also if you're on the French side, because Argentina came here with a purpose in this game, and they came with a game plan. They have executed so far, but they are waiting for the French side maybe to respond, to be able to do something else. But looking from the game still, I think Argentina, they are taking it very easy, but they are looking for a killer punch to score the third goal and finish this game.
Jacob, you're sounding a little bit biased here. We're not talking about the French as well. Did they not come with a plan?
Well, the plan, and it's
about their plan and whether it succeeded or not.
well,
The French plan.
They have one plan,
Okay.
relying on Mbappe. Mbappe has been locked down in this game, and they were relying on Dembele. Dembele did not click, so they don't have other players who can change the game.
So they need to change the game.
Definitely.
Okay, they need players to change the game. That sounds balanced. All this one just rolls across goal here. Thuram will chase it all the way to the head. Finds Koundé. He was going to put him in a difficult position because he had just turned. But Thuram is ready to chuck in the miles, trying to get possession. This is Chouameni who brings it back to the center. And to press it back into the midfield. Now he gets a better one to Hernandez, who brings in the cross that forces a corner of the feet of Otamendi, who was trying to clear it from his area. The experienced Benfica defender, just realizing the danger that that ball possesses, it sends it off the field of play. That's the thing that the French side needs to have. They've got to watch their back as well. An out swinger, and then coming up. Thuram is judged to have gone off the field of play. That's a good header coming goal there.
Argentina need to avoid, because we remember the game they played against Holland. They were leading by 2-0. Then Holland started playing the high balls and the long balls, and that's how they came into play. So they need to be careful, and that's why if they want to kill this game, then they need to look for a third goal.
What should France do then?
Well, they just need to look for space and also the corners, and that is where, because that is the weakness of the Argentine side when they have the long balls in their area.
Or they may be planning to make a substitution on the French side. I've seen Camavinga on the touchline. I've also seen Kingsley Coman. Might just be preferred into this game in a few minutes. As we head to the 70th minute, Messi. And it's brought back to Mendy. Plays it onto the left side. It's the second ball and the third ball that are really letting the French side down. First touch is often good. The others are not good in this game. A handball that has been awarded to France and taken quickly as well. Down on the left side, Hernandez bringing a cross, cleared up by Romero. That's an easy way to lose the ball here. Could have been punished by Paris. Chouameni to Mbappe. Chouameni again trying to get it back to Mbappe. Scripts it through for position. Needs the ball. Chouameni shielded the ball but then left it behind. Qualified from the Argentine side, but they've got a bulk of the fun in the stadium. A stadium that is appreciates good football. Just puts it back on that left side. They've been trying hard to get the position to Mbappe, who's now putting into the center, goes for a shot. Opportunity. It's just that it goes up and takes an upward trajectory. Couldn't have put it any lower from that angle, could he, Jacob?
Speed and played by Mbappe as Hernandez and Griezmann give way.
So Camavinga will come into play. Eduardo Camavinga. And I think they've also benched Hernandez. With 20 minutes of play remaining. Kingsley Coman. Good run from the left side. Marcus Acuna. And being helped by Alexis McAllister. Lionel Messi. There's also a question of dribbling superiority in this game as well. But that is the way to try and carve the ball past the goalkeeper by Enzo Fernandez. Didn't quite work out there. The possession ran it around in the goal area. But the final delivery is not so good, Jacob.
But you could see his idea. He just couldn't get enough power behind the ball to push it on the far post.
Yeah, still a new man on that side. Rebuild the defense in the midfield. Chouameni has been given the entire responsibility of the midfield now that Griezmann is off the field of play. To try and map out a strategy of how the French side can come back into this game. Colomwani to Chouameni. Mbappe leaves this one, expecting to go further up at the front. Romero really cuts it out. And Camavinga quickly for a throw-in. side. Upamecano has lost it, and Argentina just doesn't take it in the midfield. And why would Tchouaméni go so hard on a tackle when already the possession had been lost there?
It's an act of frustration, Bernard, and also he knew that it was the right for counter-attack.
Well, they banged it, looks like. Actually, Tchouaméni looked a little bit surprised that there was anything on his way when it banged into him. On his way to being the greatest player this century. Such a great player as Lionel Messi, even the assists now become the talk. He's actually garnered a lot more talk on just the assists that he has made in the game so far, more than his non-penalty goals. Ball down on the right side for Argentina. The touch by Alvarez has got Tchouaméni for company. Rather, Upamecano for company. This is Coleman. Coleman just getting the better of his marker, leaving him frustrated even after he tried to foul him. I guess the frustration is not just on one side. But that pass again is an uncompleted pass that is annoying to the coach, who knows that his near perfect record might just be broken now. And he might not be the coach that won it once as a player and twice as a coach, if it doesn't work for him in this particular instance. It's comforting the way Coleman is moving around on the field. I don't think he would chase any ball if it went in that direction. Just at the bottom, in the middle of your picture then, just in 20 for France, just close to where the throw is going to be taken.
He's just coming to the game.
He's hobbling on one foot and not looking very useful even to himself at this moment. Coleman had better call for rotation. This is Marcus Thuram. And the intended ball down on the left side is very easily taken away as Lionel Messi. Right wing, Rodrigo de Paul. Messi was already controlling it. The fan would think that should have gone for an advantage play there because of the nice two-touch that have been taken there. You can be the judge of that. Of course, it's a foul on Rodrigo, but look at Messi's little footing. He needs attention, doesn't he, Jacob?
He does.
This is what happened to him, and he took the knee there. There it is.
That can be very painful. It's very uncomfortable.
Way that the Argentinian side is playing, and not in a hurry at all. You know, as long as they keep possession, they could get. That's a quick one up at the front. Take by Enzo Fernandez. Possession fumbling control by the Argentine side. Exciting the fans by just rolling the ball around and not losing that possession. They're very familiar with the chance of ole ole. Whenever the ball is moving away and in possession of the Argentinian side, the ole will be there. Well, that's because now they're enjoying football and they're saying, you know, one team is getting the better of the other. Isn't that what they're saying, Jacob?
Well, they're only 13 minutes away from becoming the world champions, and I think it's a good thing for them. Touch on this one.
touch from Bacchus, but it goes out easily. It's penalty though. And I was just about to say that 15 minutes is a lot of time in a game of football. Here goes Wendell Colomwani. He was rounding the defense here and rounding Nicolas Otamendi, who brings him down. Or let's put it the other way around, that Colomwani knows exactly where to go down here. He's got a knee going into the back of his foot there. And France will pull one back if they can put it in. And I can tell you that will change the way this game is still going to be played. Oh, and Mbappe will be given the chance to challenge for the Golden Boot as well. They're tied on 5 with Lionel Messi, who's already scored 1 to make it 6 now. And so Mbappe could also make it 6 if he can. And might just put the French side back into what we call the back bounce ability. Says Hernandez. Mbappe has put it in. France have pulled one back. And there's 10 minutes left in this game. None other than the president himself is up and punching the air in jubilation for it. Our coaches celebrated a little bit differently. They want more of that as quickly as possible. The goalkeeper had made some good saves earlier on in the penalty shootout. But this one generally evades him, Jacob.
Well, he had a touch of the ball, but it was too strong for him. And I think this goal has opened up this game now, Bernard. And this is what we were lacking in a few minutes ago. Now Argentina cannot afford to sit back on their laurels now.
Neither can France. They can't afford to sit back on the world goal now. Cushion, and it's below the 2 goals of Argentina. So if they bring out the fight, Argentina bring it out, we still have the most lovely 10 minutes of football in a World Cup final that you probably will see. And with a historic fight as well on individual honor and glory on the part of the players as well. There could just be some very electrifying individual performances that might come out with just the 10 minutes remaining. One of them could come from this man, Lionel Messi. Might decide to take on everything by himself. He is denied by Coleman. On the left side. Oh, trying to get this to Mbappe. He scored! 2 goals in 2 minutes. And Kylian Mbappe puts France back in the game. And Kylian Mbappe puts himself in control for the Golden Boot. Scored the 6th just a few minutes ago. To top it up, scores a 7th one. What about comeback ability? Coleman steals it from Lionel Messi. A good ball on the left side. Nice header by Mbappe. Gets a return ball on first touch. Mbappe knows exactly where to send it. Just a few minutes after we had intimated that individual skill might just win it here, Jacob. And we marked out Lionel Messi and Mbappe on the other side.
Oh, that's a classic goal, Bernard. Sure. I mean, the 1-2 combination and that finish by Mbappe makes him one of the great strikers of the time now. And Didier Deschamps is very happy now. And this is a real game of football. It's a real World Cup final.
Well, the stadium suddenly is electric. Oh, Kylian Mbappe will still be the multiple World Cups then. And he's made 2. We still have a game in our hands with a few minutes remaining. See everything from the assists to individual goals, penalties to team spirit from both sides. This game is looking for a megastar. We already know the superstars. It is looking for a megastar. And whoever gets the winning goal here will become an instant megastar. Well, Argentina currently bringing it towards goal. leaves it to Bakazakuna. Twisted and turned and brings it back to the center. A long ball is deflected off. Mavinho will push it further up to the midfield. The idea was to try and get the ball up at the front again to Mbappe from Adrien Rabiot. A short move up at the front for the French side is now. Argentina will try to build it up. Lionel Messi denied by Adrien Rabiot. This is Marcus Thuram out to Mbappe now. I've called for it. The connection is just missed by Colomwani. He asked for it as the jump out jumps Nicolas Tagliafico. Doesn't put his head onto that ball. That would have been probably the greatest comeback of the World Cup story so far.
Well, I think the character of the French side has been tested here, and they've shown it. I mean, we said that to go down 2 goals and then you come back from 2 goals to 2-2, that is real character in such a game.
Get a free kick here. You can't blink in this game. You blink, you get punished. Previously, both sides had conceded 5 goals to reach the final. And France had only 1 clean sheet against Morocco in the 2-0. While Argentina had... Kunde, a little bit unsure of his footing as well, but picks up the position. It's going to be a foul. Coming off the hard tackle of Nicolas Otamendi.
The last 10 minutes have belonged to France in this game, and they have the character. They are pushing forward for a 3rd goal. And I don't know, for some reason, Argentina look like they have pedaled back. They're not having the same gist that they was in the first half of the game. And if you remember the game against Holland, this was the story. They led by 2 goals, and then Holland came back and made it 2-2.
There's a lot that is going on in front of goal. Oh, this has been given as a foul in the yellow card here. The yellow card is on Marcus Thuram. The referee is in the belief that there was a dive there. You and I always have a chance to see it again. Well, I could have been pulling his boots there, but...
Never touched him. Actually, Thuram pushed himself to the defender.
Well, there's a little bit of smearing himself in there. I should have gone for the ball. And if he had, then he would have been running on his left foot. And the right foot would probably have been trying to get onto that ball. But then that's our interpretation of it as well. It's going to be a free kick. The 2 men on the ground here, and the referee has called in for the Dicks onto the field of play. It's a lot happens in the air there, but this man could also be on his way to being the greatest. Remember, there was going to be a contest between the 2 teammates at Paris Saint-Germain. That's Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappe. Messi has scored 1 in this one. Kylian has scored 2. Kylian has scored 2 3 minutes.
Martinez had no chance in that volley for sure. You wouldn't blame the keeper here and congratulate Mbappe.
French fans are doing that already. And that things will get better for them. 7 goals in 7 FIFA World Cup 2022 matches. It is a really good feat for good achievement for Kylian Mbappe. It's only 23 years of age. Last time France beat Argentina in the last World Cup, it was in today's game. it is now. We know exactly what Alvarez coming in very strongly and actually hitting Adrian Rabiot from behind, and so getting injured in the process and requiring medical attention.
Well, I'm surprised that Argentina has managed to make only one substitution in this game, bringing out Di Maria. And have other fresh players on that bench. I think the coach should have been able to utilize them at this stage.
But again, they know that the best success is coming from the left side. This is a foul, or is it?
It's
going to be a throw-in, correct, for the French side. They're in a hurry now. They're working with speed. And the Argentina side is looking almost motionless, especially in the midfield. This is common. Let's get back. The usual question of who's going to get onto that ball. Jules Koundé goes for it. 8 minutes of added time is a lot of time in a game of football, especially at this caliber. Oh man, pushed it just a little bit too far. Midfield to Alvarez, Mbappe, and I think he was in the outside position and just came back. So says the assistant.
The coach knows that Argentina has disappeared in this game. Their passing game is no longer there. They are not able to have enough concentration on their possession. Actually, France has taken over in terms of possession and the confidence that they're showing after scoring these 2 goals.
Lionel Messi is thinking about what needs to be done in this game. Got 7 minutes to do that. Whatever it is that you think can bring you what you need in this game. It's a little bit too far off. Goes on to the left side of the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, he wouldn't be very happy, would he, Jacob?
He can be. He has done his part. Now he expected his teammates to do their part. So far, they let in 2 goals.
Loris will send the ball up on the front. This will be another foul.
Great frustration showing on the Argentina players now. Russia is on their side. We have less than 7 minutes to play in extra time.
It's going to be free kick. It's going to be for France. And Kylian Mbappe will take it. They've met 3 times at the World Cups. Argentina winning 2 times. Mbappe is the one who brings it in. It's headed out. Not yet completely out. So after full of play, this one for a throw-in. There was a last touch by France, so it's going to be for Argentina. Marcus Acuna leaves it. Eyes on the clock and playing only 3 minutes so far of the given 8 minutes. Camavinga then who managed to get the ball. Here's Kylian Mbappe going for an individual play, takes a little deflection out for a corner. It's going to be for the French side. He took matters into his own hands. It's that right foot of Otamendi.
Well, Otamendi, because that was headed towards goal for sure.
That's what deflected it out of the field. It's going to be a corner. Dangerous at this time, isn't it?
Well, it is, and this is one of the Argentines' weakness.
Now they tie on the number of corners as well. The goalkeeper punted up. Good control by Chouameni to Camavinga. Around the Kingsley. It's going to be the advantage. Play here, given. Goalkeeper comes out to push it back into play. And then to pick it up ultimately. They were so all fixated on having the free kick there that it takes a little bit of a reflexive action for Adrian Rabiot to try and shoot towards goal. And then it's shielded for the goalkeeper by Cristian Romero. One of those difficult things that happens in football in the very last moment as well. He's going to go out for a throw-in. There's a card that has come out here. Might be going to one of the technical officials. To say things from the touchline. Olivier was substituted earlier on in the game in the 41st minute of the game. It seems to be giving a lot of instructions from that side, some of which are not going down well with the technical officials of the game. Finger pushing it forward. It's Kylian Mbappe. He's avoiding every contact. Lovely ball now to Mwani. Here is Mbappe back here at Mwani again. Well, he's not facing goal and he doesn't have position, so nothing can come out of that one. Rodrigo de Paul comes out with it. It's Messi. Just like Mbappe took things in his own hands, Messi has also done so. Acuna holding him. It's cut off the feet of Cristiano Romero.
Tired legs all over.
Yeah, it's going to be a free kick here, but yes, they're very tired legs.
I mean, you can see De Paul, he's right in that midfield for the Argentine. Right now, he's run short of gas completely. I think he needs somebody to come in on that midfield for Argentina. I mean, it's totally tired. You can see that.
Well, if they wanted to use them, Carlista pushes it to the left side. Kuna. A better run now by Alvarez. Pushes it to the center. Lionel Messi. Love try to get into the box in a hard shot that he releases. Parried off by Hugo Lloris for a corner. Well, he knows exactly just when to strike, doesn't he, Jacob?
At the right moment, he did well. That is now Messi for you. But good goalkeeping by Hugo Lloris there to stop Messi from getting his 7th goal here.
He's going to go out for a corner. Looking at how many people he's got in the box, then outswings it on the left. Coleman. French are in a hurry to start a build-up. And Kuna will be yellow carded.
He's just come from suspension.
I think he knew that if he let this one go past, it would be trouble. And so he just put his foot up out there and cut off Coleman. This looks like it might go into extra time, because this should be then the last bit of action before the whistle, as Coleman takes it down to the left side, to the right side, to try and bring a cross in. Messi for Argentina, pushing it forward. Big run now by Alvarez. He's got good to contend with. Tchouaméni is arriving on the scene as well. There should be many other jerseys coming into the picture, and one of them is Lionel Messi's. It has been denied that chance. It's full time. Coming out for a draw here, it means they will play extra time to see that whether the extra 30 minutes might break the tie here. What a match in the 90 minutes. What statistics. What a comeback by the La Bleu. What a comeback. Initiated, controlled, and delivered by Kylian Mbappe. 2 goals in 3 minutes for La Bleu. Has left it at 2-2. at full time. In the well, and now the quick decision on which sides to start with in the second half, rather in the extra time of this match, which goes for 2 halves as well, 15 minutes each. And there will be obviously new sets of instructions being issued.
The break, still France looked like they had heads up in the game, and this extra time is going to make sure that we see just one player who. So this is a repeat of the kind of play, but I'm surprised that Argentina have not made a substitution, more so in the midfield, where it looks like French has taken over the midfield.
Well, Kingsley Coman as well has come in and reinvigorated the midfield for the French side. But what then has happened to the Argentinian side? I mean, apart from the substitutions not being made, do you think they've moved back into their half and stayed there? And that is what has occasioned the attack coming in the direction?
They invited France into their own side, hoping to hit them on counter-attack to score a third goal and finish the game. That has not happened, and I think you can see clear frustration also on Messi. And it's going to be a very nerve-wracking extra time in this one. But I think also the Argentine coach need to make some changes in the midfield.
What changes, Jacob? What do you want him to do?
I think De Paul is tired. I mean, he should give way when you look at that midfield. And then Molina also on the right, where Mbappe is playing, is tired. And
he's already being substituted there. Montiel is coming in his place.
Of course, they needed some fresh legs there.
You're talking about Nael Molina?
Yes,
okay.
Back right.
All right, he's gone off the field at the moment. And now the captains will just be going through the same rituals of which captain wins the toss, and then the second toss of which side. I think they've already chosen which side they're starting from. And so that's done then. When it gets to penalty shootouts, the captain who wins the toss then chooses whether they are starting to shoot or whether they are starting to be in goal. That we will see only if we get there in this very fitting final of the 2022 Qatar World Cup that has seen 4 goals in 98 minutes of the final. One of them by Lionel Messi, that propels him to be one of the greatest players in the history of the game, having scored in literally every stage of the game, the World Cup. And 2 of them from Kylian Mbappe, that puts him firmly in contention for the Golden Boot. So we're going into the extra time. Couldn't bring out the story of this game better than anything else. Between Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi, teammates at Paris Saint-Germain, fighting for glory here, exchanging the advantages of getting that glory of being the Golden Boot winner. Comes back into the midfield and for Argentina. Alexis McAllister tries to bring it back to the center. With his height, gets a bit of that control. Fabio. It might look a little bit slow in starting. It's because it's more than 90 minutes of football that we've already seen. 1.5 hours of running, jumping, kicking, shooting. And now they're going to go into another 30 minutes of it. And yes, there's every possibility of things slowing down a bit. This is going to be a foul. With Macastura, I'm wondering exactly why that would be a foul. Eddie Holmes has got his dreams of being a coach to win it as a player and a coach twice in a row, rejuvenated by those 2 goals by Kylian Mbappe. But again, 30 minutes separate him with that glory. Target is going to be a goal kick. It's going to be taking a little time before it is restarted because what I already told you in terms of just the fatigue levels as well. Into the center, picked up by McAllister, and quick attempt to change it again to the right side. Oh, and a loss of footing by Camavinga. Manages to recover to pick up the loose ball. Lionel Messi. Camavinga certainly didn't want to be turned in and out, and Messi resorted to trying to get the easiest way to pick up that loose ball. Fabio and Varane still in the game. Bring it all the way back to Hugo Lloris. A little bit of youthfulness in the substitutions that were made on the French side. And, it's been said earlier that the French side had the depth and having the youngsters in the team that was occasioned by the non-availability through injury or otherwise of some of the regulars in the side.
They don't have Pogba, they don't have a lot of players in their side, but look at the youthful side. They've really done a good job to be in the finals.
Give them the opportunity to showcase the abilities of the other members of the team. Martinez. Kuna going a little bit too hard. You could hear it from the screams of Jules Koundé. I think it felt like he was, elbowed on the chest. Making another substitution, Jacob.
Yeah, you need fresh legs. Fabio has done a lot of work. Remember, he missed some few games, so he's come in, he's done his best. So good substitution. He's done a very good job for the French side in that midfield position.
They bring in Youssouf Fofana, the Monaco midfielder, to rejuvenate that midfield. Not the same way as he was brought in as a substitution.
That's the difference between the two sides, Bernard, because the French team have brought a lot of fresh legs into this game. They brought in Thuram, they brought in Koeman, Kolomwani, Camavinga, now Fofana. They have brought in around 5 substitutions, and that reignites the team. Argentine side, they've really kept the same players, only 2 substitutions, and it's very exhausting, and that's why the French have taken over.
Coach on the Argentine side was said to be the one who was in need, especially in the defense. He was tinkering with it depending on the game that he was playing. Here is a cut off by Cristiano Romero of an attempt by Kylian Mbappe.
I think he's already in offside position, but
something happened to him after that. Got to see it again. He was just trying to turn there, yeah, and he had the boots there grazing on the top of his foot there. Boots of Cristiano Romero. It has the right thing to feel pain after. First you take the ball, control it, and get to feel the pain after that. Otherwise, the moment will be lost. If you feel the pain first, you probably had a chance to make a goal. So, good instincts of Mr. Lionel Messi pushes it into the midfield. Looking for that option at one side when there are lots of spaces there. A big cross from the left side comes off the boot of Acuna. This is will roll off the field of play. It's going to be a goal kick. It's going to be for France. Looking like battle-hardened soldiers coming back from battle. Adrien Rabiot has been walked right on the field. With the entire pain that he was feeling earlier on, plus the headbutt that came onto him earlier on as well. Got the compliments from all the other members of the team. 2-2 is score at the moment. Just coming in from the right side, and the header while staying in play. Still trying to find out how else to break the defenses, the two sides, including Lionel Messi as well. And remember, the search is still on for a megastar from either of the two teams. It's close by here, trying to play it with a defender, but the position of this column one, he decides to go by himself. He was going to pick it up and go into the box, but he leaves the ball behind by the time he gets there. The French side is pressing, Jacob, right up to the halfway mark.
Yeah, they want this cup. They want to defend their trophy.
Mbappe, as he decided to go on his own then, because he leaves his support behind him. That support should be coming from Eduardo Camavinga, who looks like he's limping as well. Doesn't look very comfortable in his run as he tries to get back into position. One-man tackling Army then. It's going to be a yellow card here.
That's Fofana. He's coming with a lot of pressure.
Yes, it did. And he's urging his teammates to come forward, although he was being tightly marked by Gonzalo.
I think he realizes that the Argentines are tired, and that's why he's urging his teammates to push forward.
Kingsman will take it. France with some expectation from the fans of anything, something better happening. On the outside, didn't go deep into the inside. This is a deflection that will result in the corner. Just Messi realizing the danger that exists with the ball being in that area and Koeman being on the left side. Would rather have it going out for a corner. 5 minutes remaining in this half. Again, carved a little bit on the outside, and it looked like there was going to be the same shot fired from outside. It wasn't. They've camped in their half, the Argentine side, and the French side has equally camped on that half in anticipation of any loose balls. The flag was up for offside, and a free kick has been given. It comes from this move here, the offside here. So everything else after that doesn't count. What are you thinking, Jacob, about the way the game is going?
Well, I was just thinking about the substitution because I think the coach has been has waited for too long to make this substitution. I think that might reject the midfield for the Argentine side. Also, the French are in control of this game so far.
Well, this is Colomwani. He was trying to take everything in his hands as well. Carlos was getting a little bit animated there. You could almost see the referee asking him, so what is it then? Are you complaining you got a foul, or what are you complaining about? A double substitution. And one of the men to come will be Lautaro Martinez. Plays for Internacional. And he'll be coming in place of De Paul.
Paul done a great job for the Argentine side. That for sure.
Paredes is also the man who comes into play.
Paredes is out also.
As midfielder. Introduced into the game now. So doing the best to make sure that you've got at least some firepower in the game. The loss of possession is crucial to your advance, as it is to your detriment as well. If you lose it, then you lose a chance to move forward, and you expose yourself to a serious lapse in an attack that could easily put you off the game. Out to the right side for Argentina. That is at stake, that needs to be taken into consideration every time you are watching a game like this one. Argentina now trying to come close into the left foot shot. Marcus Acuna just doesn't get what he wanted in that one, Jake.
Well, that is where Di Maria finished on the French side in the first half. Acuna's coming. Still, it's an Argentine plan to use that flank in terms of attack.
Looking every bit of just like Lionel Messi has it. But this is a good one coming off the right side. And the resultant second shot cannot be in a better position. What Lautaro Martinez got was quick work. Upamecano comes in with his very long foot and puts it in the way of that ball, and later on Gonzalo Montiel has his shot also deflected. The corner for Argentina. This should probably be the last bit of action. We change sides for the second half of the extra time. And a throw-in that will be given out here for France. Right. Tiny the flag staying down. This one going past the goalkeeper, but out of the field of play. And a goal kick that has been given there. I wonder what the complaint was all about. It looked like he got the full impact of his boot on the ball. Mikado was already giving up, thinking it was going into the net. That's the whistle. Gonna change sides. In the extra time, there is no resting time.
A good 15 minutes that have been played in this extra time, and France, of course, starting as right of the two sides. But after Argentina had made substitution here, they brought in Martinez. They brought in also Montiel, the man who plays for Sevilla. They really tried to play the last 5 minutes of this game. They look like they're on top. So, but this is enough wrecking final where, of course, France are trying to defend their trophy, but Argentina also and Lionel Messi are trying also to stop them from that. At one time, it looked like the game was gone, but it's been brought back by Kylian Mbappe. Has scored 2 brilliant goals. So it's actually he has scored 2 goals from open play.
Who's that?
Mbappe. I mean, in the less than 5 minutes, we've seen some change in terms of that midfield play.
Well, it's the last 15 minutes then to see whether or not there will be a tiebreaker in this one. If not, then it will go penalties. And maybe it's just a good time also to remind you that only 2 of the 20 finals before have gone all the way to penalties. That was in 1994 and 2006. But history has a way of repeating itself. Again, we've got 15 minutes to decide this one. It's pushed into the midfield. Paredes and then Lionel Messi. The cross then just goes across the face of goal out of the field of play, off the feet of Marcus Cunha. Even if it was a way to say goodbye to Lionel Messi, it's the longest goodbye in football that he's going to have. But it'd certainly be a very befitting one. Now that he's already scored in it, you obviously know those men up there, Jacob, don't you?
Paul Pogba watching his teammates, hoping they can replicate what he did 4 years ago.
I was saying that it would be the longest way to say goodbye to Lionel Messi, but he scored a goal as well. And then to see that being cancelled as probably the golden boot goal by a teammate, Kylian Mbappe, still makes it a very long way to say goodbye. Unless something changes. Long ball, Hugo Lloris off his line, pushes it out, it's going to be a throw-in.
Good reading of the game by Lloris.
Well, most goalkeepers would have tried to run with it into the box and to pick it up from there. It's a throw-in now for Argentina. And then again it's Lionel Messi, taps the goalkeeper by going in with a very unexpected shot on his favored left foot. Look at the space that he was aiming for, Jacob. He knew exactly where the goalkeeper would not be.
And that is typical of Messi. He tries to play the ball in between legs of opponents because that blind vision of the keeper.
And France, along with Uruguay and Argentina, are the 2 nations with 2 titles each. Portugal and Spain has won each. Brazil, of course, the most successful World Cup team. And the only nation to have participated in every World Cup tournament. Italy and Germany have 4 titles. Lionel Messi, unless something else is looked at, unless there was a little bit different, anything else, the ball has crossed the line. It has crossed the line, that's for sure. It's crossed the line for sure. Well, unless anything else will stop it from being a goal, it has crossed the line for sure. And Argentina is celebrating one more time. I could be the celebration for Messi. Here it is again. It looked a little outside at that moment. That's why I said unless it's anything else, no offside there. And it's brought back with a shot on Loris. Lionel Messi is in the right place at the right time together. It crosses the line. It's cleared from inside by Jules. Has crossed the line. There is no question about it. And Argentina have taken the lead again.
But it's not over for sure.
I should be saying that, Jacob. I should be saying that. It's not over at all. It's just the beginning. But for one of the greatest players of the century, he's now back and tying it again with Kylian Mbappe.
That's
on the golden boot.
Yes, 7-7. That is the kind of goals that they have.
And then we'll have to be looking at the assists then to see who's going to be the greatest. But in terms of the goals, they are now equal. 98 goals for Argentina and the 13th goal of the FIFA World Cup. What a feat for the greatest of them all. I'll tell you, if you knew that song, Jacob, you'd sing it for Lionel Messi.
Definitely I would, but Bernard, it's not over. This game has 10 minutes to play.
No, 100% for sure, it's not over. 3-2 in favor of France. But in terms of individual achievements, if I knew that song, I would sing for Lionel Messi. In terms of personal achievements, what a game he has had, what a career. It's probably his last World Cup. And he scored 2 goals, 1 from a penalty. The VAR review. And Messi just knows how to be there when it is needed most.
Look at Di Maria celebrating just behind Messi. He knows that this one is beyond reach for the French side.
Oh no, it's not beyond reach, Jacob. It's not yet over like you said. But he thinks and he hopes that it's beyond reach for the French side. Well, they certainly need to settle in as quickly as they can then. If it's got to work their way. To rejuvenate the left side. There is back into the midfield to Fofana. His second touch of the game has suddenly changed the way the French side is now playing its game. He is tired. Varane for sure needs attention because he almost is pulling himself to run. And you could see even at the clearance he was holding on to his head. I don't think he will be able to continue. To be honest, looking at Varane and his body language, Jacob, he simply cannot take anymore.
He's done.
I don't think he can take anymore. I don't, well, yeah, he's going to go out. He can't take it anymore. You could see it. And Konate will take his place. He simply has had more than enough in the game, was pulling himself even to try and make the clearances. Needed to be pulled off the game for his own good as well. 1/12th minute substitution as Konate comes into his place. Certainly there are times when you have it very difficult, Jacob. Aren't there those times?
And such at these times, Bernard, I tell you for sure, for the French side, they have done a lot in this game, but for the Argentines also, they have done equally well, but this 8 minutes remaining is who's gonna crack. Does Argentina has the nerves? Because we saw the French, they have fighting power, they showed the character. Now, can they show the character another time, or can Argentina be able to hold on this win?
Well, that's what the fight is all about now. The mentality. Just how strong can you be? And a test of physical strength as well. There'll be nerves, of course, going out here when things like this happen on the field. And Kamavinga seems like was cleared off his feet. And the French side is not happy with that. I can tell you there's temperaments of volcanic proportions hidden in between in the players at the moment. And it just takes one little trigger to get it out and get it out big. There is a cut that has come out on Leandro Paredes rather. Six minutes separating Argentina from a third World Cup title. 6 minutes by the French side to come in and lay stake to the same statistics. And also lay a historical stake on being a champion who then won back-to-back trophies. But they would have to score 2 goals in a spate of 6 minutes. Konate is trying to make that happen by bringing in the cross. Is going to get a corner for his troubles. Tagliafico blocks that one out. The last minute substitution, probably in anticipation of anything else that might come in this game with 5 minutes. McAllister off the field of play. Done well in the minutes that he has played so far. Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder has chopped up the caps for his side. Pezzella, Germain Pezzella, who plays for Real Betis, will come in a defender. There is a corner, it's a very long one. Mbappe latched onto it, tries to send it back. There has been a handball. And a free kick will be given to the French side. It was Kylian Mbappe who was choosing the spot. It takes onto the hands of Gonzalo Montiel, who's turning.
Penalty.
Oh, is it a penalty?
Yes, it is a penalty.
Was it in the box, sir?
It was in the box.
Oh, this will change things again then.
Yes, it was in the box.
And Gonzalo gets a yellow card as well. What action in the World Cup? It's the kind that you can't bear to look at.
Mbappe. Who else could take a penalty for France? I mean, he has the guts. He has their penalty kicker. They've never had any other person. But Martinez, remember, he followed the first penalty. He just couldn't turn it on.
Oh, Martinez has saved some of the goals that helped the team to get as far as they have, and Mbappe has scored some of the goals that the French side get as far as they have. So an equal measure of tact on our side. Mbappe versus Martinez. And keep it in the net. And Argentina draw level again of the FIFA World Cup with 2 penalties. This is going to the wire. Well, waylaying the goalkeeper this time round. Send him in the wrong direction. And put the ball in the other direction.
Well taken penalty. Kylian Mbappe scores a hat-trick in a cup final. This is amazing.
Well, the goalkeeper had a crucial save when Grand Qual of Australia almost scored difference. And then the penalty shootout with Netherlands as well. Now in home play, it has become very difficult. Here is Argentina. Then trying to run through. There's 4 defenders on the French side. closing in on that ball, trying to get it out. You can see it on Jules Kounde's move that is also equally tired. Deflects this one out for a corner from Akuna.
What a final, Bernard.
What final minutes as well. Just 2 of them remaining in regular time. And the 2 protagonists in goal scoring, matching each other, goal for goal. Messi with 2, Mbappe with 2. There's a corner, the header, totally missed. Kounde sends it out of play. This is going to be a throw. Didier Deschamps is certainly thinking about the penalty shootout now, isn't he?
Definitely.
It's Kamavinga. They get a return ball back into the midfield. Pace on the outside. Trying to get it to Kylian Mbappe. Now playing a little bit not at the front. This one was just being glanced towards the goal. Kylian Mbappe knows that that's the missed opportunity there. If only it had had connection, Jacob, then Kolo Muani
should have finished this game.
Would have finished it, but he didn't touch it. Not the way he would have wanted to.
Well, he didn't, but you have to marvel as all the substitutes that the 2 teams have brought in. They have brought big changes in both sides. I mean, for Argentina, they brought in some midfielders in the second half. They actually brought in Montiel, and then they brought in Paredes and then Pezel, and they made a very big difference. So did French when they brought in Thuram, they brought in Kolo Muani, and then Kamavinga. They made big changes in both sides.
Now Disasi has been brought in and hoping that he's going to make an impact in this one for the French side. More specifically, could be for the penalty shootout as well. That is looming with just 3 minutes in added time of extra time. Argentina have also made a substitution. Tagliafico is off the field of play. Dybala has come in his place. Dybala plays for Roma as a forward. Well, to the right side, a quick clearance coming off. Konate, who's overworking on that side to just make sure that parity is restored here. They are all level and literally everything. Akuna is the other substitution that was brought into the left-hand side to strengthen it. This is coming to Nicolas Otamendi. He's been occasionally getting lost in the defense when the attack comes from the French side, and probably because of the very many different things that are happening in that area, he couldn't quite notice it. It's still this one. So to see whether or not things can change here, unless of course a little chip that came off Lautaro. Lautaro would have been off that anyway. That would have been a lovely through ball. Slowed down a bit, but it's the defender there and try to have it on the side. Jacob, your thoughts before we go into the penalty shootout, which is just about 40 seconds away?
I think it's been a mouth-watering final. I mean, we have seen both teams throwing everything that they have into it, and I think a draw is a fair result in this game for sure.
A draw is a fair result. I disagree with you that it was a mouth-watering, but it's a mouth-drawing kind of situation. And again, the French have one last minute to change things here. They probably should not have gone for a hard shorter. They should have gone for probably a more clinical finish here. And the man who had the responsibility for Fana did it. Can Argentina have it? Well, again, Lautaro Martinez also doesn't take his chance the way he should have. Glances in the wrong direction. The ball doesn't turn as his head turns. It goes off the field of play. This one should have been in the net by Kolo Muani. He would have been the mega star, Jacob.
Well, I want to say that Martinez did very well to hold that ball with his leg. He just made a good save.
Oh, Kylian Mbappe, I can't believe it. Kolo Muani would have been a mega title. But now they've got to think of options. A long ball down to Kylian Mbappe on the left side. Kylian being watched. Romero. He wants to turn him in. And he does. And keeps possession. It's Mbappe. Oh, he doesn't release the shot at the right time. It's cleared off by Dybala. Wow, this is the stuff of the movies. This is the stuff of the World Cup and the World Cup finals. What a game. What performance actors here. The chief protagonists being the two men who've scored 4 goals between themselves, playing for the same club at Paris Saint-Germain. Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi are obviously the key protagonists, but there are others who played in this as well. And those who could have finished it would have been the bigger stars in this. Argentina 3, France 3 at the final of Qatar 2022. And that just means we'll go into penalty shootouts. Only 2 of the 20 finals before have gone all the way to penalties in 1994 and 2006.
Well,
and here again, the battle for the Golden Boot is still on.
Well, what a game, Bernard. Both side. At one time, they were losing 2-0. They came in 2-2. And then at one time again, Argentina went ahead and then...
And it will be decided on penalties. Individual effort is the key. And individual responsibility is the result of it as well. But the team spirit still remains. The Argentine team spirit was rallied around Lionel Messi in trying to get the balls to him and trying to get him to be the greatest player on earth. For the French side, it was a question of trying to make history as well. With Didier Deschamps wanting to be only the 3rd individual to win the World Cup as a player and a coach. The others, like I told you, is Mario Zagallo of Brazil and Franz Beckenbauer for Germany. Could that happen with the 5 penalties that will be given? Yeah, the president himself cannot believe it. He knows it's too hot. Not just in Qatar, but now it's too hot also in terms of football. Also, the good thing with the penalties is that it's 1-on-1, so it would take not more than 10 minutes, depending on whether all the penalties will be taken. If not, then it just depends on who loses and who wins, who gets the advantage and who loses the advantage, which fuels the need for the next penalty. Nail-biting, for sure. The man in focus, of course, the goalkeepers. Emilio Martinez, who was the captain of this side. I beg your pardon. Loris was the captain of the French side, and Lionel Messi. The first toss is the captain who wins the toss. All right. Now they've chosen what side they're going to use.
The goal or the pitch next one? The ball.
Okay. So whoever wins this one will play the ball then.
The ball. You choose.
Okay.
They shoot first.
So the French side has chosen to shoot first. You heard it all from the referee, so I'm not making anything up here. It's just a quick decision usually on who wins the toss, and then the captain who wins the toss then gets to choose whether to shoot or to be in goal. So if France have chosen to shoot, then it means that Emilio Martinez will be in goal. What a final. What a comeback ability. Going into extra time and now into the penalties to decide the champion of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 2022. What's the feeling? Kylian Mbappe is going to be the first one.
Well, we'll be taking another penalty today, so...
I think it's good that he decides to go early, because then he can know whether he's the Golden Boot winner at the time Lionel Messi takes his penalty. And it's new responsibility. Mbappe goes first. He's put it in the net. It's part of the fact that Martinez went in the right direction. Mbappe scores. And again, Mbappe is in contention for the golden boot. So close it was for Martinez to remove it. Oh, and then it's Lionel Messi next. So I guess
I think we'll decide on this.
Why not?
Because I don't think the goals that you score in penalty will count.
Oh, really?
They don't count. It's just the game in the normal game.
But you and me know that they're tied on that.
Yes, they're tied.
So in our minds, you and I will have decided.
Okay.
Okay, so Lionel Messi goes for his penalty then. Oh, an easy one past Hugo Lloris. Didn't quite trouble him at all. So it's 1-1 then. After the regular time. Lloris has started moving on to the left side, hasn't he, Jacob?
That's the trick of Messi. He pretends that he's playing it on one side. Once you make a move, then he plays the ball. But a very good character from Messi and Mbappe because they lead by example in their teams, taking the first penalty.
Oh, the key talisman in the two sides. And now it's France who are taking the penalty with Kingsley Coleman. Oh, it saved her! Coleman's penalty is saved. He put in the power, took it in the right of the goalkeeper. And Martinez, who had earlier on done some saves in the shootout versus Netherlands, suddenly goes for it and stops it.
Martinez is a very good goalkeeper in terms of penalty stops. I mean, we saw him stop 2 penalties against the Netherlands.
Well, it's a best of 5. This is going to be taken by Dybala. The second half substitute coming late in the game. Oh, the Lloris is going on to his left as well, but leaving the ball behind. Dybala puts it in the net. It's advantage Argentina.
It's taken the typical way that Messi did it. I don't know if it is a way they've trained to take the penalties.
I think it's a good penalty. The usual instinct of the goalkeeper is to go on one side because he thinks it's going to be sent to one of the sides. And so Hugo Lloris had already started going to that side. It's Chouameni now. Versus Martinez. He's got 1 goal in open play. And with the advantage already with Argentina, this is crucial as well. Chouameni versus Martinez. Oh, Chouameni's penalty goes out. Advantage still to Argentina. Giving the power, but not the accuracy. The goalkeeper was already going in the right direction. I don't know if that's the dance that dissuaded him, that distracted him.
Martinez, it makes me happy.
Paredes is the next one. Leandro Paredes came in the 114th minute of the game. Puts his in the net. 3-1 so far. But this is still going to play it. Nice, well taken, hard penalty by Perez. Lloris is going to the right direction, but the ball going just under him. I think this one is more crucial now. It needs to be scored, otherwise the French will be in trouble.
This one will be all over.
And that's why I say it needs to be scored. And this is by Colomwani. Pulls it back into a little bit of a comfortable situation. Not really comfortable, but pulls them back into the game. Now it depends on what the Argentines will do with this penalty, because if they score their next penalty, then it is all over for France.
Yes, they will be the new world champions if that happens. huge responsibility.
It is, and it has to be taken to Argentina. Is now heavily on Gonzalo Montiel. He puts it in, and I don't think they need to take any other penalty. Argentina are the champions. Montiel himself coming in the 114th minute of the game. And it will be a very emotional moment for Montiel especially. And for the Argentine fans as well. And a difficult one to digest for the French side. Especially since they gave as much as they were getting in this game. And having come back into the game. They actually did have it now very well wrapped up. Messi saying goodbye, but in quite some style, having stage of the game, the group stages, finals, and scoring the opening goal in each of the games that Argentina was playing. It's a befitting send-off for Lionel Messi. It's not going to be that very happy for the French side. But that's the name of the game, Jacob.
Well, what a final we've had here, and really all up for Messi. This is his last World Cup. He has won the cup, has tried it a couple of years, now it has come to pass. Messi is the new world champion. Argentina are the new world champions.
Well, Messi certainly has the last medal that was remaining in his cabinet. He's got literally everything else. I can live for sure. It would take too long to tell you the merits. That's the one who finished it off altogether. But for Messi, World Cup appearances, 5 of them, matches played. He's got a joint record. Now he's beating Germany's Lothar Matthäus record in the World Cup matches played. And World Cup goals again, he's got the record for Argentina. World Cup finals, he's now got 3. World Cup goals at 2022 were 5 plus 1. That's 8 altogether. Assists has got more assists in 5 World Cups. Man of the match awards, he had 4 overall in the World Cups, which is, and we don't know how many others is picking up now. And if you talk about the individual owners, including Ballon d'Or, you'd have to fill a whole page. For Lionel Messi, he certainly is the best on the last World Cup. And you can say you were there, you watched the great Lionel Messi play football at the World Cup. You might also remember it's the World Cup, the last World Cup that will have 32 participating teams. The next World Cup will have 48. And you can now begin the debate on how these 48 slots will be dished out to the federations. The calculation having been that Europe will have 16 direct slots, Africa may have 9 direct slots, Asia 8. CONCACAF may have 6, South America may have 6, Oceania may have 1 direct slot. Now that means 46 direct slots, but we're talking about 48 teams.
2 more for Africa because of Morocco getting into the last 4 of the World Cup. So Africa has 11 slots. That completes the 48.
All right, but I thought there might be a playoff to determine who else is going into that.
There will be a playoff, yes. But Africa has got slots because of Morocco qualifying for the semi-final.
Because I think Africa shall provide 1 team into those playoffs. CONCACAF shall provide 2, CONMEBOL 1. And then Asia will also provide 1, Oceania will provide 1. And then might decide getting the 1 slot, Jacob, because the other slot will be given, will be going to. 1 extra playoff place in the playoffs is for the confederation that hosts the event. Now we'll have 1 extra slot. So there it is. You may have to do the calculations. But for the moment, the celebration is for Argentina with their 3rd World Cup. It'll bring into memory the great Diego Maradona as well. And now there's a great Lionel Messi.
What a final, Bernard. It's been nerve-wracking. It's been full of entertainment. We have seen enough goals in this game. We have witnessed enough misses. I mean, what did we not see in this game?
I think if there's any game that had all the ingredients of football, it is this game between France and Argentina in the finals of 2022. It had the assists, it had the individual flair, the team spirit, it had the goals, it had the penalties, it had the extra time, it had the, well, literally penalties within regular time and also outside of regular time. And ultimately, the penalty shootout ability. What a full final game. The FIFA World Cup Finals 2022. The Argentine team went to the final with a real hope and real spirit. That was associated also with Diego Maradona, like we said, in the last World Cup triumph in 1986, and they brought that exactly for Lionel Messi. Now they've handed it to him, and like I said, it's probably the longest route to get the medal that you have wanted in your cabinet. Only shortcuts can get it for you. You always must go the long route.
No, it's not easy. And Messi really, he had a very good performance in this World Cup. He did very well. He started, of course, by being beaten by Saudi Arabia, Argentina, the first game. He lost a penalty in that one. And today, he's been able to score both penalties.
Yes. Time to put Di Maria scored his. In terms of giving 100%, it's been done for Lionel Messi, for Argentina. In terms of giving 100%, it's been done for France and for all the players who were in the field. And of course, for the 32 teams that won the World Cup in Qatar.
I think Messi is calling